Yo guys, welcome back to Stock Talk Insider. Today I will be talking about one of my biggest positions, AMD. I will talk about why the stock is down, what the catalysts were for bringing the stock down, a little bit about my future prospects and my future ideas about the stock, and some price predictions maybe, if I can get to that point. And further, just all of the needed information to know why the stock was down. What is the position of the fundamentals a little bit. That's what I will talk about. It's my view on the stock. It's not because I'm saying it that it's right. So do your own research, of course. I'm not an advisor or something like that. I'm just a guy on YouTube that likes to make videos about the stocks I own and to talk about. So AMD is almost down 5% today. It was actually even down almost 7% to be exact. For many investors that feels like a red flag. Is it time to sell, you may say? In my opinion, no. I did even buy 15 shares more yesterday. But in this video I'm going to break down exactly why AMD dropped. And more importantly, why I believe this is a perfect buying opportunity for long-term investors. Stick with me until the end, because I also share my vision where AMD could be in the next 3 to 5 years, and how it stacks up against the giants like Nvidia and like Broadcom, because it maybe feels like, if we look at Yahoo Finance to be exact, the first big news title you see is that Wall Street cheers Broadcom as leading alternative to Nvidia, while almost a lot of investors were thinking that AMD would be the leading alternative for Nvidia, but that is by the likes of it not really happening in the likes of Yahoo Finance. But I still believe that AMD has positioned itself to be its own growth driver, because of the prices they ask for their products, which are a very big beneficiary. I don't know the word exact in English, but that's what I mean. How they can benefit so much from their price targets for their products, and how they price their products, just saying it like that. That's one of the biggest things for AMD. And of course they are literally doing not that less of an performance with their products, while they're so much cheaper. That's very interesting for very big organizations, organizations and companies that are buying a lot of products from AMD or Nvidia. If you look at the prices, that will be a very big difference for those two choices. So why is AMD falling? Well, first one, there are some analyst downgrades. So Seaport Research cut AMD from buy to neutral. Their reasoning: they believe the ramp up in AI chip sales will be slower than expected. Big players like Microsoft, Meta and Oracle are testing AMD's chips, but haven't yet moved to massive volume orders. That's short-term caution hit the stock. Some institutional selling. SEC filings revealed that First Manhattan, a major investor, sold nearly 60% of its AMD shares. When a big institution offloads millions of shares, it adds significant downward pressure, even if the fundamentals haven't changed. A little bit about the broader market sentiment. So tech and AI stocks have been on a massive rally this year. September is historically a weak month for stocks, and with inflation worries and higher interest rates, investors are quick to lock profits in. So we have the Broadcom news. We have that September is just a weaker month, of course. We have that we are already on all-time highs. And after all of that, the stock already went up a lot. So a nice breather was not that big of, well, if we look at like 1 year, a big breather was not really that scary to have, actually. So if you can buy a lot of shares right here, we are still up so much from the levels from April and from the levels from July, where we actually really started to grow. We are still up a lot from there. So we are, by the way, if we take it in the 3-month chart, we have not yet broken the 150 mark, because that resistance, in my opinion, lies around here from this consolidation. And if you really take it in like 1 month, we have the resistance from here. So that's the resistance we haven't yet broken. It tested it right here the last time. That was around July 2025, so around a month and a half ago. That's where we last tested the resistance of 150. Now we're back at it. So we didn't yet touch it, but still we are almost there. I do think that we will touch it. Yesterday we almost touched it, like we went down to likes of 150.65, but not literally 150. So that's still some room to go to those resistance, but if it breaks that, we are literally able to fall to this little consolidation, and this one literally, if I can mark it, no highlighter, we are probably going to the resistance of this consolidation period, this marked territory. This is where we actually have some consolidation, of course, with a little time of the broken consolidation, but still this is also consolidation, but on a lower level. If you look at this is where I think that the support lies, around 142, to be exact 142.26. And if we take percentage info line, that is around, well, plus minus, not to be exact, but that's around a 5% drop, 5.5, 6%, so between 5 to 6% drop. That is something that is, well, very able to happen. That can literally happen in no time if the stock went down below the 150 levels, but still we have some room. I do think that it is able that on Monday the bad news will keep going and we go down and we can hit the 140s. I do believe that it actually can happen, but then we have the lows of this. So still we have a consolidation from here, which broke at one point, but if it breaks the 142, we will be able to go down to like 133, but that would be a very big dip if that happens. Then we have a lot of room to buy back. If it does, I will not be scared. I will just be buying even more, because I literally look at 5 years in, 6 years, 7 years in, and the years that AMD will do its best time is actually 26, 27, and maybe a little bit of 28, but that's when the real growth of AMD will be happening. So having talked about a little bit of the technicals, I'm not really a technical guy, but taking these titles, that's something that really has to be thought of, like, is it really though? And then we just go into the more, well, why it literally is a buying opportunity. So we go more into the details of why AMD still stays one of the bigger investments and the better investments today, in my opinion. Well, the AI growth is literally just getting started. So if you have 1 or 2 customers announced from the Broadcom that will do like 10 billion in extra revenue next year, that does not mean, in my opinion, that AMD has been put to the sidelines and it's not a good investment anymore. Because there are so many people that will need things that Broadcom, Nvidia and AMD deliver. And if AMD keeps doing what it does, that 1 or 2 customers from Broadcom will not be the end of AMD, but it is literally Broadcom giving us a little breather and giving us an opportunity to buy more shares, literally. That's how I see it. So AMD's MI300 and upcoming MI400 accelerators are built for next-gen AI workloads. Yes, adoption takes time, but once cloud providers scale, revenue could surge dramatically. The only real alternative to Nvidia, no cloud giants want to depend solely on Nvidia. AMD is clear the number 2, which guarantees them a meaningful share of $1 trillion market. Diversified business. AMD isn't only about AI, they dominate in data center, CPUs, gaming consoles like PlayStation and Xbox, and PC processors. That diversification provides stability, even if AI ramps slower. So the financial strength is, with a healthy balance sheet and relatively low debt, AMD has flexibility to keep investing aggressively in innovation and partnerships. The valuation perspective, from Broadcom versus AMD is, and here's something most people overlook. Broadcom currently trades at a market cap of $1.44 trillion. AMD closer to almost 260 billion. So there's a very big difference. Broadcom is in market cap actually around 5 times bigger or so. So that's a massive gap. They're not even in the same league in terms of valuation. What this tells us is simply AMD still has a huge upside potential if they execute in AI. Broadcom is already priced like a giant. AMD is still priced like the underdog. But with tech, partnerships and a roadmap to grow into something much bigger is actually what we need to look forward to. Looking ahead is that, so where could AMD be in the next 3 to 5 years? The AI accelerator market is projected to explode into hundreds of billions, even a modest share of that price at billions in revenue for AMD. Combine that with their strong CPU and gaming business, and you have a growth engine that can compound for years. And remember that valuation gap. If Broadcom can justify 1.44 trillion, then AMD, with its expanding role in AI and data centers, is nowhere near its ceiling. So that's literally like comparing AMD to Nvidia, AMD to Broadcom. It actually has nothing to do with it. If you look at the stock price has literally more room to grow. If you look at what AMD is doing, and looking at the justifying of Broadcom's market cap, then AMD, as I said before, has more room to hit its ceiling. So the conclusion, yes, AMD is down nearly 67% yesterday, but that's driven by short-term noise, downgraded institutional selling, and seasonal weakness. The fundamentals are rock solid. AMD is a key player in the AI revolution with massive growth ahead, and compared to peers like Broadcom, it's still trading at a fraction of the valuation. That's why I see this dip as not a warning sign, but a golden buying opportunity, because people want the buying opportunity, and then the reason or the news title that gives us the buying opportunity scares them and they get out instead of buying more. So that's something that's very weird in sometimes. So yeah. What do you think of this? What do you think of this situation? Is AMD undervalued compared to giants like Broadcom or Nvidia? Or do you think the market is right to be cautious? Let me know in the comments, and I see you guys next. Subscribe, like, and thank you. Bye.